dirt-covered, sick children sitting on concrete floors, fluorescent lights making them dizzy and crazy. I have cringed at the normalization of violence and often become absolutely numb to the terrifying ideas that have entered into the landscape of our time. The poor are getting poorer, and the rich are getting richer. And the white man rises with overwhelming dominance and a puffed out chest. It's because when he looks around himself, he does see the American dream. He sees the poor, the tired, and the huddled masses sitting in ghettos and private prisons as they wait for their early death sentence, whichever way the systemic scythe of racism and injustice wants to deliver it to them. That, for him, is his American dream, that we are divided, that our people of color are put away from our eyesight, that we can't look at them because we don't want to feel accountable to what we've done. We do this for Oscar Alberto Martinez and his baby 2-year-old girl. Oscar worked every day of his 25-year-old life to make the money to take his family to America from El Salvador. When he and his daughter wade into the Rio Grande, across the water, they saw Brownsville, Texas. They saw their chance at another life. And that was before they were pulled under by water. And they drowned together in their final embrace as we found them, daughter tucked under, shirt hugging each other. So please mourn with me for them. Say, free those kids! 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 It is at times like these when, as a nation that has been divided and pitted against each other, that I think of a man named Rumi, who over 700 years ago was a refugee and came to be the greatest poet of all human history. And he said that human beings all breathe the same breath. That is who we are. The breath-breathing human being who are one as people, who should feel for each other, who should mourn for each other. There is no reason that we should see a 2-year-old floating body and we point to her and pass judgment on her and her family. How dare we stoop that low? How dare we stoop that low? Race and creed are arbitrary factors for what we need to know on how to empathize. Yet, when this nation looks in the mirror, they only see the Leviathan that the powerful and privileged have spent hundreds of years creating, the whipping boy for all grief, the lying, raping, stealing immigrant. But we know better. So let's take a moment to set the facts straight. Do not destroy the independent sustainability of a country if you are not ready to take on the responsibility of taking care of the same people that are running away from the same tragedy that you sowed. Declaring your desperation for existence, for life, through the form of asylum should never be punished with indefinite detention and mass trials. This is not how we treat people who are only asking to live. Shut down ICE! 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 Moms and dads will go to the ends of the earth. They will bear mountain, ocean, and river to protect their loved ones and to give them a better life. For those that say we just want immigrants to come here legally, let me be clear. If you actually wanted that, then you wouldn't support a system that only adds stricter and stricter laws to make it near impossible to receive legal status. The average cost of becoming a legal citizen in this country, including lawyers, visas, and filing fees, is $10,000 to $20,000. That's what it costs. They do not want immigrants to be legally allowed to define themselves as human beings deserving of life and existence. That way, they can continue to hunt them, trap them, take them from their houses, break the window and steal them out of their own cars, and send them back like game. They say happy hunting on Fridays. That's what they say.
Shame, 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 shame.
Be wary. Evil does not usually look like a crazed dictator, although we may make it out to be. Instead, evil can be dry. It looks like men who advocate for following orders, to never break immoral laws, the ones who pulled the lever to send the train to Auschwitz. The agents that sit in front of cages watching hundreds of children piled on top of each other, crying, dirty, sick, and traumatized. Children taking care of other children. Let me read you a short report of an ex-Border Patrol agent to show you what I mean. He says, somewhere down the line, people just accept what's going on as normal. I'd see kids crying because they wanted to see their dads, and I couldn't console them because I had 500 or 600 other kids to take care of. I couldn't let them see their fathers because that was against the rules. I might not like the rules, but what was I going to do? Walk away? What difference would that make to anyone's life but mine? I simply stopped caring. It may be a dangerous thing to do to stop caring, but once I did it, I felt so much better. I say one thing. Brothers and sisters, hear me now. We must never stop caring. Never. We must not become numb. We must feel. We must empathize. There will be no life to live if we do not believe that we are the creators of hope, that we are the creators of change. So please move forward with that in mind, that no matter what, you have hope in your heart, because without hope we have nothing. You are the change. Thank you. Thank you.